Is this?
Is it gonna be?
I need to shave.
I had to shave my gray off. That's just for men. Nah, I'm just messing. I just pluck it out.
Wow. Yeah. If I pluck it out, I'm just gonna see brown skin. Brown skin.
It's so funny when I shave. Like, cause I'm in the sun a lot. So, cause I drive and this side of my face gets a lot of sun.
Yeah.
So when I have a beard, I shave. I have like that, like three shades lighter right here. And people are like, do you have like leprosy? So like, what's going on with your face? It's visibly like 3 shades lighter. You know?
Oh, people tuning in already.
Oh,
hey.
they've been waiting on us.
Oh, they're giving us all the love. Look at all the love.
All the love.
Look at
all
us
the
loving.
love.
Gotta get some
right?
loving.
Gotta get some loving.
Woke up one day in Vacaville. Oh, by the way, that's Jackie. All right, she's one of my favorite people. She gave me this Fitbit.
Nice.
This is the Fitbit. It works, Jackie.
So she's team Jackie.
I'm still fat though. Who's the grandpa on the left? Rich, go to your room.
I plucked out my gray, Rich, so I'm good. I'm good to go today.
Love at 8:30. Look at Jackie talking shit.
Love at 8:30.
That's happened so many times where now that I have a smartphone, it automatically will update and say something I didn't mean for it to say.
That's an Android thing, though.
Is that what mine is? Is that what this is? Is that what I'm rocking with? Oh.
Operating system.
Unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, welcome back to the KJ from OC podcast. Hi everybody. It's episode like 91, 92, something like that.
You're counting now?
Oh, I've been counting.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the thing.
Yeah. So if you guys subscribe to my channel on YouTube, it's KJ from OC podcast. There is no like link for me to tell you specifically. Like it doesn't say YouTube/KJ from OC. It's just because I don't have enough followers yet. Hint, hint. So go to YouTube, type in KJ from OC podcast, and you can follow me there. Oh, it's okay, Alice. My son did that by accident. Is that a friend of yours? Is that a friend of mine?
No, that's a friend of family's.
Oh, I thought that's who that was, but I'm like, I don't remember her being in my friends list.
That's family.
Yeah, that's right. Man, long time no talk. Anyway, she's married now, isn't she?
Yeah, but she said her son did it by accident.
Son sounds like a racist. This is a show for that.
Right?
This is the show for that.
We need to talk, by the way, Alice.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in trouble.
No, she's not in trouble. We were supposed to talk like a month ago, and we kind of like lost track.
Oops. Well, you can't lose track of me because I'm on Twitter at KJ from OC, and on Instagram at KJ from OC.
Raiders.
And Facebook, KJ from OC. If you just type it in, I think you can come up with my page. One of my pages, I have a couple of them. And the personal one, Kingston John Man. Yeah, so go ahead and try to find that one. That's actually really hard to find.
Is that an FBI thing?
Yeah, it's an FBI therapist thing. I don't want you all up in my shit, like just kind of back up and just let me do my thing.
I just think you don't want old girlfriends to look you up.
Oh, I wish they would.
Oh,
I wish them would. Oh, I got so much to say about them. I'm just kidding. I'm so lonely.
He said.
I'm so lonely.
No.
Are you on Twitter? You want to give a shout out to your Twitter page?
No, don't follow me. Don't follow
him. Don't follow him in the restaurant or in the grocery store. You here for hour? You go now.
You follow my Twitter, you probably not like me. No, I'm just messing with you.
That's true. Your Tumblr, your Google
right?
Plus.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nasty.
Full of kids, and that sounds weird. It's like your kids and like quotes and
that's what all it is. Yeah,
kids, quotes, and
real
homes.
estate, homes, and kids and quotes.
Worst shit ever.
Worst ever. You go screaming, running back like that was a
unfollowed
mistake.
Unfollowed him several times.
But if you want to laugh or if you want to hate me, it's at EQMCX2.
I don't know what that means. Was that your Tumblr?
That's my Twitter, EQMCX2.
That's your Tumblr too, isn't it?
Yes, that's my Tumblr. And my Instagram is EQMCXT.
What does EQ stand for?
E equals MC squared.
Okay.
But I couldn't put an equal sign, so I used the Q.
Oh, okay.
EQMCX2.
God, you have a lot going on. Speaking of a lot going on.
A lot.
Cam Newton's in the news again. I figured we should open up with that. Should we open up with that?
Yeah, let's go lighthearted. Let's don't dive.
This isn't. We're gonna start with Cam Newton. All right. Cam Newton recently, I think it was yesterday. It was Wednesday. he was at a press conference or an interview, whatever, after a practice, and one of the interviewer ladies, I can't remember, Jacqueline Rodriguez or Rodriguez, something like that.
Wasn't it Jordan something?
I can't remember. Yeah, you're right.
Jordan something
Rodriguez.
Something like that, yeah.
And she asked him something about like the strength of Kelvin Benjamin's routes and something like that, and are you happy to see them trucking people out there?
Yeah.
And then he responds with
a chuckle. A chuckle, not an all-out laugh, like "haha, you suck." Just a chuckle.
He said it's funny to hear women or
female.
a female. Ooh, that's right. Specific, a female talk about routes. Routes. Wow. Where do I begin? I love the way he plays. Can I deflect? It's just all lives matter. Hi, Natasha.
My women's lib is gonna kill me, but
yeah, I couldn't defend him on this one. I mean, he didn't say anything horrible in terms of like, oh, women are stupid. He didn't do anything like that, obviously. But it's kind of alluding to, yes, I'm shocked that a woman's going to ask me about routes, which to me, why are you surprised still? Like, I watch Around the Horn, Party Interruption. I watch these shows on a daily basis, right, for the last almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised to hear any woman talk about sports in any context at all, ever.
No, not
ever. Oh, maybe UFC, because I don't think women really watch UFC. It's not really
no, they watch it. Well, they watch the weigh-ins.
Okay.
They watch the weigh-ins.
Junk.
Right? They watch. They don't get it twisted. They watch.
But other than that, I mean, as far as like any aspect of football, basketball, I mean, we have female coaches now,
Natasha
referees.
says hi, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. It's just like I don't understand why you would still be surprised. I mean, obviously he's not me watching these shows, so maybe that's part of it, is that he's not. But then you're in the locker room, so I'm sure there's female reporters
all the time.
So what's the? I don't understand.
There's female coaches in college football now.
Why are you surprised?
Right? the
washing machine.
The washing surprise.
It sounded like it was somebody coming downstairs, and I got really scared because I paranormal activity and shit. I don't play that. I don't play with that.
And I just watched Poltergeist.
Oh, did you? The first one?
Yeah, the first one. I watched it on
it
was on, how the people live stream movies on Facebook, so I watched it on Facebook.
Man, that's scary. But anyway, what do you think about Cam Newton? Do you think he should have said something else? Do you think it was not that big of a deal? Women's lib? It sounds like you don't really think it's big of a deal. Yep.
WTFC, who the F cares? I'm going to be honest. Like, I really am going to be honest. All my women's lib people are going to hate me, but I really, like, who the F cares?
Why do you say that?
He lost sponsors because of it, though. Like,
Dannon, gone.
I'm Yoplait all the way. Yoplait. Never liked Dannon anyway.
I get off brand. I'm broke.
He said I get off. Okay, let me get this clear. I don't eat dairy. So,
okay.
So let me put that in perspective. Coconut, I guess. No, I'm not being funny. I'm making fun of it. I was only turned on by the word female because I hate that word. It's kind of like one of those words that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like me is moist and female. Like I don't. Those two words I don't like.
Negro kind of runs in there too.
It hits a different vein, but moist and female are two words that
let's go together. Actually,
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Just got hot in here.
I did not say right. I guess we are loving.
Sorry, Jesus.
No, right? Okay. Apologize and move on. I don't think it should be a national, front page news.
Yeah.
Just like Carrie just said. Yeah, moist. Isn't that, the worst word? I can't believe I said it, 4 times already, too. My skin is crawling already, already. But,
Bunion.
Right?
She said so's bunion.
Oh, I hate that word, too. We might be friends. I hate that word. Yeah, I do it, too. Yeah, it must be a lot of words here. But, no, my thing is, apologize. Oops, I made a mistake. Mm-hmm. I think the word female was worse than what he actually did. He laughed. It caught him off guard.
Yeah.
He's probably not used to getting, in all of his years of playing football since he was age 6 up until now, he's probably not gotten a lot of questions about, right? from women specifically about route running.
Yeah, but I'm gonna turn this around in a different way. That's gonna make it sound really weird and make me sound like
You're trying
catering.
to get the pee. What
No.
you'll do for the pee? Is this your rap? Right
No,
now? This your rap?
I don't do anything for the pee. I get engaged for the pee. I said my vows for the pee. I said what a dow for the pee. Anyway, all right, let me stop.
No, there's nothing. We're sitting at a table, by the way. I have no clue what's going on underneath the table. So just so you know, there's a table right here. The hands above the table.
As far as what was the question?
What was the question?
I don't remember. It was.
You said your take. What's your take on
the whole thing? Okay,
Yeah,
so basically, he shouldn't have said what he said. But so I'm gonna reverse this.
Okay.
Let's go back to 60 years ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a race thing into it, and imagine a black reporter asking a white athlete about something intricate about the sport.
Mm-hmm.
That the white athlete might be like, "That's above how you think. That's above how you typically your type of people specifically."
And that's how she said washer's done. Yes. We're in the garage. Yes, the washer's done.
Your type of people would ask me a question like that. It's not typical. Which is like, what makes you think that we can't do this? Like, how behind is your thinking to make you think that I couldn't do this because of my skin tone or my gender or my height, my weight, my religion? You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Well, Edgar brought up a great point. If Tom Brady would have said it, same reaction. If Tom Brady would have said it, same reaction.
I think
yes, that is true. I don't think we're debating that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the media would have got the same reaction, but I think, like, I'm not PC, so I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm not knocking people that are PC. I'm just not PC. I don't get the PC thing. Get over it. If you apologize, if that's how he thinks, then judge him for how he thinks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, put him in that box.
Yeah.
You're in that box now. We know how you think. Now, educate and come out of that thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And I don't think he really cares all that much, to be honest with you. I don't think he really thinks he did anything bad. I mean, because, like I said, it could have been worse. It could have been like, I don't believe women should be, anything like that. It's the wrong week for that. So... Yeah. I think his apology, like Julian said earlier, that his apology, he apologized and moved on. But I think he apologized, obviously, off camera after, or at least clarified what he meant by whatever he was saying. I don't know what he meant because I'm not privy to that information. You don't know exactly what he meant because you're not privy to that information. That's between him and her. But she still went to Twitter. I don't know if she went to Twitter after he said it or after they talked. So if she went to Twitter after they talked, then that means he didn't really clarify anything other than what she already thought.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
If that's exactly how that went. Now, granted, what she had on her Twitter was a little interesting. And I don't know if people know about this, but on her Twitter from 4 to 5 years ago, she has, as I scroll through,
and her apology was garbage.
Garbage. I'm reading. It's right there.
Just read, yeah.
Oh, Jordan Rodriguez. Okay, so from 8/10/13. Oh no, excuse me. From 12/28/12.
Yeah.
My dad's being super racist as we pass through Navajo land. He's the best. Racist jokes the whole drive home. Why are you promoting your dad's racist jokes on Twitter? Like, before I became a therapist, I went through my Twitter from a few years ago, started deleting stuff immediately. I was like, nope, that's ratchet. Nope, that's got to go. All types of stuff that was just inappropriate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she said that, and then she said something about NASCAR, which didn't make any sense. The Earth moves at 450 plus miles per hour. That's 10 times triller than NASCAR Dale Earnhardt's a bitch nigga.
I think it was just the fact that she used the N-word.
Yeah, because, Latino, white, you kind of just got to be careful about that and not put it on Twitter.
Right.
Maybe just, you know, have that with your homies.
Yeah.
But then, so people, you know, as the internet will do, the internet will find you, and people found what she had written and screenshotted it, and that's what I'm reading here.
Yeah.
And then she had to apologize with, of course, a tweet. I apologize for the offensive tweets from my Twitter account from... See, that's... okay, there's my first problem. My offensive tweets from my Twitter account. Even though she's saying my Twitter account, it still sounds distancing.
It does.
It doesn't sound like... It doesn't say what I said. You know, it's my Twitter account. Says some things.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. And that's the next part. 4 to 5 years ago. You don't need to include that. We know how... We can read... 2012, 2013. We know how long ago it was.
Yeah.
But don't be a bee about it. There's no excuse for these tweets, and the sentiment behind them. I am deeply sorry and apologize.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. You need more people.
But no, with the case in point here, he said that without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped out the window with that.
Yep.
So yes, we can all agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
We can all agree that if you have a daughter, you should be offensive. If you have a niece or uncle, or I'm sorry, uncle. If you have a niece or aunt or a mom, or you know, you should be offended by that.
Yeah.
And if you are a woman, you should be offended by that because it's assuming women can't do anything. I'm not jumping out the window on that. It probably just caught him off guard because that's not his sphere of influence. But to go around saying, like, he's telling his daughters, you can't do anything because you're women, you can't play football, you can't do this. The National Football League tells women they can't play football.
Yeah.
Because there are no women in National Football League.
Lingerie football league.
Right? You can play lingerie.
Super
Exactly. So, in hindsight, his profession is leading the misogynistic train all the way, if you think about it. You know? Mm-hmm. Sports in general are leading a misogynistic train.
Yeah.
We're all passengers on that train. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't excuse him, but we are passengers on that train.
Yeah.
So, like the whole debate when they came up to who's the best athlete in the world, like SB wise, and they tried to, Roger Federer, was it him? Was talking about Serena?
I don't remember.
When he was like, she's the #1 tennis player in the world.
But she would never beat the 200.
Yeah, in the men's league, she would be number 2.
And it was very quick. It was like, why would you even say that? Like, what does it matter?
Yeah, no one's asking you. Like, first of all, no one's asking you, and
Right.
why would you jump out the window?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think she quite possibly could be the greatest athlete ever.
Yeah.
Any sport wise, because of her dominance in her sport and her field.
Yep.
So that erases Cam's whole thing, but I think, we're just blowing it way out of proportion.
Yeah, I mean,
It's one idiot who said something.
This shouldn't be what it was. This is like Super Bowl level of I don't want to do this interview anymore. And I totally had his back on that one because I'm not trying to hear the other team talk about me and their defensive schemes to stop me and laugh about it and all this
Right.
kind of stuff.
But that's what it was, though.
And I wouldn't want to hear that either. So I'd be like, man, I'm out. I just, I'm the MVP of the league. And I just got my ass handed to me in the most boring Super Bowl game of all time. I would have left too. But I think people are kind of putting it on that level, and I'm not putting it there. It was immature. It is alluding to something. Yes, I get it. It's a surprise. Oh yeah, women are, but I don't have that surprise anymore. So I don't know why a man who's been in the league for 7 years would be surprised still either.
And like First Take, they all have, like, all these shows have women either moderators or reporters, or hosts.
Yeah.
So, like, it's been going on for years, Linda Cohn, like, always got, that's weird to bring up her.
I would never be surprised to hear Jackie McMullen from the Boston Globe, or you said Linda Cohn, any of those people bring up anything about football. Actually, I am surprised a reporter would bring up routes, because that's very boring. But overall,
I see you, Edgar. Yeah.
Overall, it's just like, man, I'm just here so I can find that's hilarious.
Beast Mode would probably never say something like that.
Man, I'm just here so I can get fined.
Right?
Oh.
Raiders, baby.
Yeah. 2-2. That's how I watch the games every week. I'm boycotting. But I see the score. And I'm boycotting.
I told you my thing, though. Like, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, if no one ever takes another knee, we got the attention of the world.
Yes, we did.
So, of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Kaepernick's a hero. I'm sorry. I will say it again.
Yep.
He's a hero. We got the attention of the world.
Be on the right side of history this time, not the white side.
Stop, really. You're killing me right now.
Man. Anyway. Speaking of... Oh, my God.
See? I did it twice already. Like, I'm... Oh, man, my brain. It's like...
I'm not trying to laugh at this. The next topic we have... Well, that was the worst segue ever. We're just going to jump into the next topic.
Can we not segue?
I have so many things I want to say that I shouldn't say that are related to everything that you said to this. But anyway,
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it.
No, because they're bad references. It's like Eminem getting a hold of the microphone and talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Yes, Natasha, now the dryer's done.
Hey, Archie. That's the guy who owns Starfish Laguna. I love that guy. Congratulations on the baby, sir. Anyway, so what's going on? Las Vegas, Sunday night. I just happened to post and said, and this was in reference to a friend of mine whose dad had died. I can't remember how he died, but he's been having some health issues for a while. And so my buddy's sister posted, their dad passed away, and so I was kind of feeling really bad for them. They've had to bury both of their parents before either one of them turned 40.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, God, that's got to be so hurtful.
Oh, wow.
And, just me personally, I've had some losses this year and last year. Things that kind of hit me kind of hard. So I was like, you know what? I just want to put this out there to say, my heart's with you right now if you're going through some shit. Just like you're going through some grief. And then a couple hours later, the Las Vegas shooting happens. At the Mandalay Bay at the concert, the country concert.
Right across the street.
Yeah. And apparently somebody from the 32nd floor, had punched out a hole in the window and was just firing off shots with military grade assault rifles and stuff like that.
Automatic weapons. For 9 to 11 minutes. Just unloading on people. Over at least 60 people, I believe. They say at least 59 or more than 59. So they're leaving it at 59.
Okay. Well, 59, 60 people have been killed. And then at least 500 have been injured. And that can include, bullet holes. Like, apparently there's a guy who's helped save 30 people, but he has a bullet in his neck that may never come out.
And the trampling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too. And, who knows how many people jumped over this and jumped over that to escape stuff and they end up breaking a leg or something like that, So it's not related, but it is related because, of course, they wouldn't have done that. Very sad stuff. And I know that it became immediately gun control, laws, restrictions, and then I guess not all the guns were legal anyway, so he would have just... the fact that they were illegal guns doesn't matter with gun control.
Yeah.
But I don't know if every single gun was illegal. And who knows if there's any kind of... maybe they were legal at some point. Who knows? I don't know all the ins and outs of everything, because obviously they're still doing, investigations, and they haven't released all the information. So anyone else who's doing investigations from Twitter and Facebook, obviously they can't get all that information, because you need to have hella databases for that. But yeah, it brought up that debate of gun control and should there be stricter laws. I know you pack or you store.
Yeah.
What is your take on this whole situation? Very tragic situation.
My take on the situation is that we all need to have a conversation. I think there aren't any amount of prayers, any amount of lobbying, any amount of Edgar says nothing's illegal in Nevada. That's a California thing. That's not a federal thing.
Oh.
So it's a state thing. So he can buy that. You have to go through the proper channels. But my whole thing is a catch-22. I'm for having the conversation about gun control, but I have a license or a permit or whatever you want to call it to carry. I have a firearm, and I have kids, and I don't think everyone should have a firearm.
Right.
So there is no one-way street, in my opinion, to that. Like we talked about earlier. There is no one-way street. If you ask me, I just think in this day and age where we are now, guns are part of our society.
Okay.
No amount. Well, this is why I came to this conclusion personally, because if we all just got rid of our guns, bad guys are not just going to get rid of their guns. Like criminals are going to get guns, regardless of how they get them. Not legally, they're going to have guns. So we're all going to be defenseless, and then we're just going to be, just out here, with criminals with guns, and none of us are protected in that respect. I'm not going to jump on the whole good guy with the gun bandwagon, bad guy with the gun bandwagon.
Because that never really happens.
It never really happens, and you can go through something and now you can end up being a bad guy with the gun? No, that doesn't make sense. You can't label people like that. So I think, in my opinion, just like cars are part of our society, and you have to get a license to drive and a permit and to drive early, and you have to have a conversation about car safety and buckling up and all of that, I think with firearms, you're not going to get away with it, or just not, you can't do away with it. In this society, because of our amendment, because of the Second Amendment,
right?
I think we really should have conversations with kids early and earlier about what the dangers of guns are and the safety of guns and the mentality and the psychology behind having a firearm, being confronted with a firearm, and what you should do. So the next generation coming up will have a clear understanding of what a firearm is. They can have those conversations early and form those opinions and grow in it. I'm not saying get your kid a gun, but I'm saying have that conversation with them and talk to them about what a gun is, what it is in schools, or you as parents or whatever. Not in school, for God forbid that, but parents have that conversation with their kids. Some places they can go and learn about what a firearm is and how dangerous it is, so they can grow up to that firearms are not for people. Firearms are not for me and you to settle our differences. Right. And a semi-automatic weapon or an automatic weapon is not for sport, because my whole thing is, and then he was, Edgar's talking about NRA. Like, my whole thing is, I don't think the NRA should be in this conversation at all. Right. NRA and the NRA has hijacked the political realm. The Republicans. Republicans, yeah. Republicans, the political realm. So just to be cool, the political realm, they have hijacked it completely. We need to just start. Guns are part of society. Teach kids at a younger age. Make them aware of the safety and the dangers of guns, and then have a safe conversation about guns. And then let us know that what are guns really for? Guns are for war, which I don't believe in war, but obviously that's still a conversation. Yeah. That's what they're for. And then they're all for protection if that's what the form of protection you need as an individual. But point blank, there are no gun laws that will stop people from shooting. There aren't any.
But aren't we living in a state of fear if we're going to sit here and believe that, well, if I need to protect myself, that means someone's coming? I mean, we're constantly living in a state of what if.
Well, yeah, Bruce Lee, like, you live by the gun, you die by the gun, Clint Eastwood, like, all of them, That's that whole state of fear thing, Yeah. But I believe our laws aren't what do you call it? Aren't fair. So to say everybody should go out and get the gun permit just so it could be a safer world, no, that's not going to happen.
Maybe if only black people did this and Mexicans did this, we would see some changes in the laws.
We would. I had the conversation before, but I think that still won't solve anything.
You don't think so? With the Second Amendment, if all of a sudden Negroes and Mexicans were...
But that's what they want, though. They want that.
For what?
Because then they could take all of our guns. They can put stiffer penalties on the NRA and their lobbyists, and then what? It's still gonna be the same issue. It's gonna be bad guys with guns and homeowners with nothing, with no protection. With no sort of protection.
Here's some numbers of. I don't know if these are legit numbers. I just Googled. I think gun deaths in 2016, but I'm coming up with a current tally of gun violence in 2017. I'll read off some numbers. Total number of incidents. And I don't know if this also includes police, because if it includes police, I don't think it should. I think it's totally separate.
It's skewed if it does.
Yeah. But it says number of deaths, 11,807. That's from guns death. That's just this year. I don't know. I don't know if that includes part of last year to, like a fiscal year or whatever, but that's just this calendar year, and the year still has 2.5 months.
Wait, no, that can't be possible.
11,000? 11 number of deaths. Actual number of deaths and injuries.
But just this year?
Wow. Oh, number of deaths, 11,000.
Yeah.
Number of injuries, 2,300.
23,000 or
23,000, yeah.
Number of deaths by gun violence, 11,807.
What about Chicago?
You know my thoughts on that.
Number of children aged 0 to 11 killed or injured, 552. Those are your kids. Number of teens aged 12 to 17 killed or injured, 2,466.
No, this is as of what date? Do they know?
I think it included Las Vegas because I think it does.
Oh, the last 72 hours, Edgar. So it is 11,000 deaths, but gun incidents 47,000 incidents.
This is this is very current. Good Lord, they are keeping track.
Yeah, that's as of today.
This is as of.
No.
Is there a view source?
As of a couple hours ago, almost 12,000 deaths by gun violence and almost 47,000 incidents.
This article was posted Thursday, October 5th, 2017 at 7:59 p.m. Could be Horry County. I don't know where that is. Oh, whatever state it said it was.
Georgia. So that was...
It was South Carolina.
South Carolina, so East Coast.
That was 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 hours ago.
Okay.
So it's current as of 5 hours ago.
Okay. Wow. Which may have been the last one, but, it's nighttime, so I doubt it. I don't want to keep reading all these numbers, but I will read a couple more, just so we can... I was listening to Joe Rogan and a comic. I forget his name, but they were talking about toddlers, shooting people, and the number was I think it was 20 or so times a year a toddler shoots somebody and kills somebody, or themselves with a gun. Now I know that's obviously bad storing. Obviously you as a parent put the gun in the wrong place and left it out somewhere. I think one toddler grabbed a gun from grandma's purse and shot somebody or shot himself or whatever. But that's just come on, man. Mass shootings, 275 people. That is number of incidents reported and verified. So officer involved, that's totally separate. Officer involved. Home invasion. How many millions of people do we have in America?
375 million.
1,890 were home invasion with guns.
So
defensive use, 1,535.
So there's 300 million guns in the United States, and there's 375 million people. That's almost a gun per person. Obviously, it's not almost, but you know what I mean.
Right.
It's very close to. It could very possibly be a gun per person.
What I'm showing is that the whole I needed to defend my family. Now, granted, I don't have that kind of family where I feel like I needed to. I don't have kids and stuff like that. But if only 1,890 home invasions this year, and you said there's over 370 million.
There's over 370 million people.
People in the U.S.
In the U.S.
That's a small percentage
of home invasions.
Of home invasions and people. Well, the whole protect my family, protect my home. I get it, but that's a small percentage out of how many people there are. And of course, that number's going to be knocked because who's homeless, who's all living together. How many homes are inhabited, all that kind of stuff. But still, it's that's still a pretty small number, even if you get.
But that's my mindset too. If somebody knows that they're gonna break in your house when you're there, it's a possibility that person could have a gun in their home.
Could. So
that deters criminals. Mm-hmm. But on the street, they do more. But
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. But I don't want to beat a dead horse. You asked me the question earlier about what is my final thoughts about that. My final thought about that is my final thought about that is no one has an answer for if we got rid of all the guns that are legally obtained, how do we get guns out of criminals' hands? And right now, there's no way to get guns out of criminals' hands without taking away their rights. Not their Second Amendment rights, but their rights in general.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Locking them up forever.
Yeah.
Or taking away their money where they can't ever buy anything or do anything.
Forever, yeah.
Or, forever. So that's my whole stance. And there's no let's like navigate the waters. There's just extremes, at each thing. Mm-hmm. Either teach kids at a young age about safety and gun violence and being safe, or like take away the civil liberties and rights of criminals completely. Like, oh, you own a gun, you're a criminal. You obtain that illegally, you're in jail for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like,
but then we have the 13th Amendment, which makes them a slave, which I also don't like either.
Right. So like
we
what
need
do
to
you do?
We need to really rehabilitate people.
Yeah.
If we're actually going to put them in jail. There's a post I saw here. It was from was it Jimmy Kimmel or Jon Stewart or somebody? I think it's Jon Stewart. I don't know how old this is, but I want to play the, I guess, minute or so of this. This was basically a suggestion of what to do regarding gun control.
No, Scott, it doesn't. No.
What?
He was asking, does it tell illegal owned guns versus legally owned guns?
No, it didn't. I'll tell you the website, though, just in case you guys want to go look at it. It is gunviolencearchive.org. Gunviolencearchive.org. It's on the main page. It's just sitting there on the left-hand side. Like I said, I don't know where they got all the numbers from, but I was just reading them because that was the first thing I saw. So, I don't know. But anyway,
listen to
a prime minister from Australia was interviewed from about something he did 20 years ago, and hopefully you guys can. Oh, actually, I can just do this.
Man, responsible.
Mr.
Prime Minister, let's begin in the formal Australian way. G'day. How do you do? Obviously, gun control doesn't work. It can't work. It will never work. So, how was your scheme a failure?
Now, my scheme was not a failure. We had a massacre at a place called Port Arthur 17 years ago, and there have been none since.
0 gun massacres? Hold on. Did gun control actually work?
It stopped one thing. That could also be a statistical anomaly.
Yeah, it was just their mass shootings disappeared.
But there were so few of them. Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo?
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yes. Mass shootings were rare anyhow.
Exactly. They probably barely had
Yeah,
a
you're right,
massacre
John
before
Oliver.
1996.
There were about 13 in the previous 18
when he was
years.
in the deluge.
In the 18 years before Port Arthur, there were 13 mass shootings.
Yes.
Almost one a year.
I was unaware they had that many. Mass being what, more than 2 people at a time?
More than 4.
More than 4. Okay.
Whoop-de-doo. But perhaps there were other non-whoop-de-doo side effects.
The homicide rate involving the use of guns has declined significantly by factors of up to 50 and 60%, and the incidence of youth suicides involving guns has declined dramatically.
Whoop-de-doo. Help me out here, Philip. Homicides with guns went down. Suicide with guns also went down. 0 mass shootings.
What they have in Australia still has murders, rapes, and robberies last I checked.
Unless you can get rid of 100% of crime, it's not worth doing at all.
Well, put it this way. It's illegal to have crack cocaine anywhere in the United States. Do you think if somebody really wants it, they can get their hands on crack cocaine in America?
So unless we can completely get rid of drugs, there's no point in having drug laws at all.
Stunned. Ah!
Let me think about that for a minute.
Got him.
Well, I guess effectively, it doesn't work.
You
He's
can't
such an
argue
ass.
with Philip. Even his logic is bulletproof.
Well, let me put it this way. There are more drownings in backyards where they have pools. If they don't have a pool, there are no drownings in backyards, okay? So the U.S. has a very high number of guns. Therefore, there's going to be more chances for somebody to be killed with a gun.
Right.
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 Right. That's my point. Philip might think that living in a society with dramatically reduced gun violence is a whoop-de-doo, and people in Australia couldn't
That's pretty
agree
much
with
it.
him more.
No.
Whoop-de-doo!
Whoop-de-doo. What'd you fucking do?
Eric, you forgot one. You forgot a word. He says people with guns kill people. No, he meant people with guns kill people with guns. You forgot. I'm not ragging on you, buddy, but I had to comment on there.
Ryan is a dude I've known for a long time, and Ryan says a lot of crazy shit.
No. That was Eric's
that was
comment.
Eric?
That was Eric's comment. Because Ryan said it's safe to say people kill people. And then Eric said people with guns kill people, but then you got to take it a step further. People with guns kill people with guns. Like that's if we stay on topic, think about that logic. Mm-hmm. People with guns kill people with guns. So if there's 300 million guns in the United States, almost a gun per person, then the thought that people with guns kill people with guns, that's why we have mass shootings and all this other stuff. But we got to look up another statistic too that I heard.
What's that?
That, think about this. We have 300 million guns in the United States. 50% of all the guns owned in the United States are owned by less than 10% of the population.
What about Chicago?
Stop saying that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait. You keep doing that to me. People, he wants to talk about my theory on Chicago. I'm still investigating this because I think I'm an investigative journalist. So I'm not done with my investigation yet. I need more facts, you know? Unlike Fox News, I need more facts. I'm not going to jump out there.
Facts News.
You know? I'm not going to jump out there.
Oh, Ryan's doing the knives kill people.
The knives
too.
kill, no.
Knives are not knives are for the kitchen. There are hunting knives, but those are hunting knives, not people killing knives. I mean, really, guns, I mean, they're designed to kill people, right? You said they're for war, they're for battle, they're for killing and hurting.
Well, they were originally
people.
Designed for war. Like, that's what they were designed
they're for hurting and killing people.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think anything that's designed for hurting and killing people should be the general population. Designed for it.
And speaking of bombs, the guy had bomb paraphernalia, whatever they call it. I don't think you call it paraphernalia.
Oh, like he was going to maybe make
one?
one?
Like he had that in his home, too, when they went to his house.
Oh, wow.
So he had more than just guns. But Ryan
just loves to argue.
Edgar's going to take the bait. But what I was saying was, like I do own a gun, right? But not for, like, what you think. Like, you know, maybe it's for target practice for, you know, stress relief. Like, that's probably, like, one of the things I like to do. Go to the range and, like, you know, let off some steam. But mentally, I'm not going to tell someone, oh, you should get a gun just for this reason because it's a great idea. I know that's something I do. I'm not saying someone else should do it. But then the next thing is I'm not a hunter. Like, I don't hunt, you know? Yeah. I think hunting is not a sport. Sorry, all you hunters out there, they're part of my family. I love you. But hunting is not a sport, and hunting is for cowards. If you're hunting squirrel, yeah, that's a sport. Because that's hard. That's hard. Those little efforts run around so fast, you gotta be good.
And you only get a bow and arrow.
Right? And you only get a bow and arrow, exactly.
And then you have to make.
Yeah, right.
You have to make it yourself.
But hunting a giraffe or a lion, like a 1,000-pound animal, like a 3,000-pound animal just laying there.
What up, animal?
A elk drinking water out of the brook, you know, Bambi. That's not too much of a sport. You know, get some targets for that. Like, put some targets up and do it. You know, it's not a sport.
I've been shooting.
I
enjoyed it. It was a good thing to do for a day.
I've been shooting before too, but I'm not shooting animals. I'm sorry, I don't see the point in that.
I was shooting targets in a place. I won't say. Did Bullwinkle.
I'm not even gonna do it.
Hey, Rocky. But anyway, this whole thing, I think, even if we change it and, you know, 7% of the gun violence goes down, but just think the impact it can continue to have, and then it starts getting affected. And so if you know, if these numbers are legit,
we need to talk to Australia. That's what we need to do.
Yeah,
our legislators and lawmakers need to go to Australia and sit down with them for however long it takes and figure out what they did.
If 11,807 deaths turns into 10,000 deaths, and number of injuries is 2,300 drops down to 2,200, that's good.
That's good.
And then the next year, maybe it's 9,000 deaths, and the next year maybe it's 20,000 injury. You know, it just keeps going. That's the point. Is just because someone is going to want to get a hold of it and they're going to do it, just like prohibition, you know, in the 30s with alcohol or whatever it was, the 40s. They wanted to get their hands on alcohol, so they did. So they eventually legalized it, whatever. But in this case, people are literally dying from a death machine, a death tool. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to prevent more people from dying unnecessarily. That's all I'm trying to do.
And Edgar brought up the point we need to attack on 3 fronts. We've had this talk before, Edgar, I think a long time ago at MetLife. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But until our laws are fair, our judicial system's fair to all, I'm sorry to inject race into this, mm-hmm. but until our judicial system is fair across the board, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do one thing, because right now we do yell mental health whenever a certain person shoots someone.
Just say it. White people.
We do yell mental health. Mm-hmm. But if a black person shoots someone, they're digging into his past. Oh, he had a picture of him, throwing up gang signs or this and that. So everything they do is gang related. No, I'm sorry. That's a known fact. I know you thought about that as well, but it's a known fact. It's a known fact that it's not fair. Our laws are not fair. Until our laws are fair, gun laws should become stricter. Bullets should become more expensive to buy. Blah blah blah. All that, that.
I think so too.
But they're not. At this point in time, mental health. I still have yet to see someone come out and say that it was domestic terrorism. So that's mm-hmm. another problem I have.
Mm-hmm. But apparently, it can only be terror if it's politically charged or racially charged or what was the other one? Religious.
Yeah.
I think those are the 3 possible factors in order for it to be terrorism, which is unfortunate because, how is shooting into a crowd of, several hundred people not terror?
It's terror. Now no one's going to go to concerts. No one wants to do anything anymore. And Scott's 100% right. Mm-hmm. Lobbyists need to go. All lobbyists need to go. Mm-hmm. Lobbyists are legitimizing corporations, making them people. That's what the lobbyist is for. The lobbyist is turning corporations into people. And we allowed that. We allowed it.
Actually, Ryan, Webster's dictionary defines terrorism. But that's where I got the definition from. I read it the other day. It's not media that defines terrorism.
I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say media defines,
if they're going to say it or not.
Say terrorism or not. But, no, that's a cop-out.
Oh, here's Chris Rock's thing. Make bullets worth $10,000 each. Man, he got $60,000 worth of bullets put in him. He must have deserved it.
Yeah.
And then you can take every bullet back and put it right back in. Yeah. You can't really because you can't shoot it again. But yeah, as long as police officers shooting innocent people,
shots fired.
Guns in my home. What do you mean?
Katrina, shots fired.
Oh.
As long as police officers are shooting innocent people, I'll happily keep guns in my house.
Alrighty. Well,
police are part of the government, and if they terrorize people, then that's what the Second Amendment was all about.
And I'm still waiting on that DM from her. So.
Domestic terrorism.
Hi, Katrina. How you doing? Anyway, speaking of pimping, Hugh Hefner died this past week.
Hef.
And I don't care.
No,
I don't care at all. I find him to be reprehensible. I think people have turned him into a god because, oh, look, dude, he's 70, he's sleeping with 18-year-old girls. That's nasty. I don't know if you remember my post from a couple months ago, but I got yelled at, basically, for saying R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner are basically the same person. The only difference is what's legal and what's not legal. Which, obviously that does make a difference, right?
Kidnapping girls is kind of illegal.
But
holding them against
I'm not saying R. Kelly did that because has anyone really... who said that he did that? Someone said that he did that, or he went to jail for that?
Yeah.
Are we talking about allegations? Allegedly?
No. Okay, I told you my thoughts about this with the R. Kelly thing. Mm-hmm. R. Kelly makes great music. I'm gonna stop.
In the name of love.
The best album of that era was 24 Play.
I thought 12 Play was the best.
No, I'm sorry. 12 Play was better than 24 Play. Okay, so 12 Play was the best album of that whole period. Because that turned into Best of Both Worlds. right?
Seems like you're ready.
But I couldn't buy it. I couldn't even listen to the album because it was going through the trial. I couldn't listen to it. My mindset was, he has to be innocent before I buy this album. He has to be innocent before I listen to it. I couldn't do it.
Because of the charges?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had a conversation with somebody that's on the Twitter or on this live feed who said that if she was 15, she's old enough to make her own decisions whether or not she wants to get peed on or not. So I'm like,
that's true.
No, it's not true.
Yes,
No, it's not true.
You know if you're getting
popular culture. There are kids out here putting kerosene in their hands and lighting their bodies on fire.
Because you know what you're doing.
And doing challenges, tasing themselves. Like, no.
Yeah,
they're idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They're following the trend.
Right, but you know that you made the decision to do it or not. They didn't do a Russian roulette trend, did they? No.
Eric, MJ did not do it. Do you have proof that he did it? I'm sorry, I don't have proof.
I don't think that Michael Jackson did
Michael didn't do any of that.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry.
Nope.
So that's my belief, but I'm going to say my belief. Well, Michael Jackson did any of that.
Thriller alone.
Alone. Leave Neverland Ranch alone. We're talking about Hugh. Okay, so like Edgar said, he just read the articles. Okay, whatever. He read the articles. But after that picture came out of, who was that, Brooke Shields or whoever?
Oh my God.
That they had naked pictures of a 10-year-old?
In 1976.
Cut.
Was it 1976?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That's just... Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Brooke Shields was photoed at 10 years old in 1976, fully nude, and she was in Playboy.
At 10.
At 10 years old.
He get no respect from me. No rest in peace, nothing. Rest in hell.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not holding this guy up on a pedestal. 1926 he was born. I mean, he just died so was he 91 or so? 90?
Whatever.
Yeah, I guess he was 91 years old. So his girlfriends are, what, like 18, 20, 22 years old, 23 years old? Mm-hmm. Does that really sound like that's... Sure, it's legal, but that's grandpa or great-grandpa having sex with your daughter. That's fucking nasty. I don't care how legal it is, it's fucking nasty. No. And if you're going to put someone on a pedestal for that, you're nasty. And if you're going to demonize someone, why don't you demonize him if you're going to demonize R. Kelly too? Oh, what R. Kelly did was illegal. Well, I mean, yeah, but he was a lot closer in age to Aaliyah, who he married, and asked his parents. Not that I'm saying it's okay, but he asked her parents for permission to marry her. And he was a lot closer in age to her. It was like 10 years apart, something like that. Yeah. Than Hugh Hefner was to any of his girlfriends.
No, but in the 60s and the 70s, they had girls that were very underage in Playboy. Like, it was a thing. Like, very, like, under age of 15.
Well, I will never Google that ever.
No, I didn't Google it. I just know from the fact that somebody had an argument talking about civil rights. Like, well, he was a champion pro-civil rights. You know, he had Jesse. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get into that one. He had Jesse Jackson there. You know, he talked to Harry Belafonte, like, on occasion. Like, this is, like, you know, he was pro-civil rights.
Scott's right. Just because it's legal doesn't make it right. Common sense has been traded for money and fame.
Yeah. You put it very eloquently. But I'm just saying a 10-year-old naked in a magazine nullifies anything you've ever done for any cause.
Ryan said he was already banging her before he asked for permission. I don't know if he's talking about R. Kelly or...
I hope he's talking about R. Kelly.
I don't know. That's nasty, though. I mean...
Well, it's nasty, but I hope he's not talking about...
But even still, I mean, even if you want to look at R. Kelly now, and I'm not saying I'm not demonizing the guy, but I just find it interesting that Hugh Hefner doesn't get demonized the way he should have been, the way R. Kelly does.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm making it somewhat of a racial a racial thing, but I'm just saying I feel like Hugh Hefner's fucking disgusting. If he was...
But let's talk about mystical, though. Like, the mystical stuff is worse.
Okay, what was mystical stuff?
Like, underage rape. Not even, like, of age rape. Like
rape
straight up rape, yeah.
Oh, that's nasty.
No, I'm not saying that that's illegal, but then he went to jail for that, served time, and then he came out and made albums, and people started buying the albums.
Oh, I didn't know he went to jail for rape.
He went to, like, convicted. He served some years. Mystical.
I remember he went.
Didn't he?
Michael Lawrence Tyler, 1970. Rape charge turned himself in after a rape charge. Oh, this was recent. God, he looks different now.
Yeah, he does.
Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Let me see. Sexual battery conviction and other legal issues.
Yeah, Ryan said,
2003.
what about Too Short? Now you're going too far.
What about Too Short?
Too Short went to, like...
Did he go to jail?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know that. Maybe I should watch people more closely.
I don't know, Ryan. Tell me about Too Short.
Yeah, please.
Because I'm actually been listening to a DJ Vlad interview with Too Short, but I think it's more on music and how Too Short got started, and not on other stuff. But I don't know.
Okay, I have a mental assessment of Too Short.
Okay.
His overusage of the word, the
Bitch.
word bitch, the overusage of that, his degrading of women in his music, I can't get beyond that. I can't get past that. When I listen to him, I can't get past that. I know that's weird for like a young black male to say that. I'm talking about when I was younger. I couldn't get past it. So then my theory to tolerate Too Short, like I'm not buying his albums, but to hear his music around, to tolerate it, not to tolerate it, just not to tell somebody to cut it off. My mindset was, you know what? He's not that attractive, so he probably got dissed a lot by women. So this is just his like therapy session to let it all out.
Yeah, he did have some fucked up teeth back in the day.
I'm just saying, maybe he just didn't get a lot of play. Then when he got money, not they wanted to play, give him some play. So this is his way of acting out. But
yeah, well, I'm trying to see what Ryan is talking about. Oh, I think he's talking about Ryan. Are you talking about 2012 where he told boys that they should finger bang girls? That 2012 shit.
He said that in 2012.
Right here on February 10, 2012, a video by Too Short was posted on XXL magazine. I do remember this. A hip hop website published by Dennis Page. In the video, Too Short gives fatherly advice in quotes to late middle school and high school boys. Specifically, he offers a couple of tricks for manually manipulating female genitals. When you start feeling a certain way about the girls, the video caused immediate outcry and was soon taken down by XXL, which issued an apology. Yeah, they never should have put that shit up.
Yeah.
When you're talking about, a grown-ass man who was well over 40 at that time.
XXL though, that's questionable to begin with.
And they have the grown-ass man talking to boys about getting sex. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to put that up. Probably don't want to do that. That's your own damn fault.
You're taking like sex ed advice from a professed pimp. That's that's mistake number one.
I don't really believe he was a pimp.
Professed pimp.
I know. You're right. Self-proclaimed.
Like self-proclaimed the people's pimp. Whatever. Like I'm not taking advice from Too Short.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I do remember, that was the case.
Just like I'm not taking parental advice from Evander Holyfield.
Oh my God.
Things like that.
He has 10 kids?
13 kids by 10 different women.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, so we're not here to say that, I don't know, Hugh Hefner is some great man. I think he was a piece of shit, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, as far as I see it, he kind of started the porn industry. Or at least maybe more, made it more popularized, and that's ruined plenty of old sheets I've had. So I don't appreciate what? I don't appreciate Hugh Hefner for all the time I couldn't get to bed. Next topic. Oh, this is the last one. I think. Is this right?
Yeah, the topic about
dirty flutes. So there was an email that went out to moms and dads. We were notified. This went out last week. We were notified late yesterday. This is from the California Department of Justice of a pending investigation involving an individual who is not a district employee, who may have provided music education and programs at some of our school sites, other venues throughout Orange County, and at school districts throughout Southern California. As part of this program, students may have received a flute made of PVC plastic piping and a single wine cork they could decorate. We have attached a picture of the alleged flutes for your reference. Not in here. It says, today we further consulted with law enforcement and were advised that these flutes may have been inappropriately contaminated with the suspect's bodily fluid.
Yeah.
When it says bodily fluid,
yeah.
What do you think that means?
If it was saliva, they would have just said saliva.
It wasn't saliva.
So
I think it was semen or urine.
So they should have just came out and said it. I'm sorry.
Which is so gross.
I'm sorry.
So people had to like collect these, put them in bags, send them back. Look, I'm not an advocate for guns. I've been shooting. I'm sure I'll go shooting again, obviously. Very safe, in a safe environment. But can we reserve shooting and guns to people like this?
Firing squad?
Yeah. Like, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting.
One thing you can't mess with is your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you live in, Edgar said we got this email. Because you live in Mission Viejo, yeah?
Yeah. So, you got this email?
Christina probably got it. She's the one registered with the school district.
Do you mind me asking you, like, how you guys talked about it? What you guys...
We didn't. I don't even know if she got it. She never sent it to me.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
It is awkward, but...
Send them to ISIS.
But you think about it, my kids are in kindergarten. They don't go to band anyway.
Okay.
Band doesn't start till third grade, second or third grade.
So basically, second or third graders on through.
Yeah, on.
Wow.
I agree with Eric. Just send them to ISIS.
Mm-hmm.
No, because ISIS will just convert them. Because ISIS are a piece of shit anyway.
That's true.
They'll just convert them. They're not going to kill them. Then they use them to turn against America.
Death to America.
Right? That's all that's going to happen.
Yeah, I when I hear stories like this, or when I hear like worse stories, it really saddens me. And you might remember that post I had from August, where the one that I wasn't allowed back in El Toro for a while.
Oh yeah.
Because I was reaching out and trying to say, hey, if this person is a child molester or looking at child pornography, you should be aware of it. And I just, So that was the reason why I did it, because I like to try to protect the kids. That's one of my main goals in life, is to protect kids from predators, etc. And so...
and you can apologize for protecting kids. Like, jump out on the limb, by all means.
Yeah,
bring it back.
I'll apologize later. I don't... Even with that, I never apologize for it, because I didn't do anything wrong. I asked the question.
There's just a lot of kids don't get their fair share,
No.
Like, they don't, even... heard horror stories of family members not believing kids who tell their parents about situations.
And that's why I became a therapist, so kids can have someone to talk to. Because they should have someone to talk to. Man, that was like the saddest ending to the show.
Wasn't it, though?
We ain't even got nothing else to talk about, dude.
We killed that, though.
Yeah. And now I'm going to play my outro song. If it would play.
I have to hear this.
You never heard this song? Look, it's playing, but it's not playing. Oh, I freaking know why. You know why? I turned the sound down like an hour ago.
Never forget where I came from. Where you from? I've been in the places where you go to see these famous faces. We're not New York, and we're not L.A. We're not Chi-Town or the M.I.A. We're as west as the West Coast gets, so close that you can feel the sunset. Every other city in the county is a beach, and I turn up the beats when I roll through the streets.
Bars.
It's like 10 years old.
Bars.
You like this?
Yes. Steve said, what about talking about gun control?
We already did. We've been on this for like an hour. What about Trump? Trump sucks.
What's a Trump?
Trump is the word you use when you really fuck up. And you vote the wrong person into office.
When you're in the toilet and that last turd doesn't come out.
I really trumped this up, didn't I?
Right?
I'm going to make that a thing. Man, he fumbled at the one. Boy, he really trumped that one, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, I just call him 45.
Well, that's what he deserves.
45, he's going to get a half a term.
It's only going to be 2 years, you think?
Yeah. I'm putting my money on it.
How's he going to leave?
I'm putting my money on it.
How's he going to leave?
He's going to F up something royally, and somebody's going to use some serious case law to get him out of there.
Okay.
He's gonna make a very, very big mistake.
Okay. I'm waiting for that. I'm down for that. Anyway, in the meantime, catch me on Twitter at KJ from OC, on Facebook at the same KJ from OC, Instagram Snapchat, and your mama's house, KJ from OC. It's my man Tyrone. We'll be back next Thursday.
Next Thursday, same time, same bat channel.
We were going to talk about rap music this weekend, but guess what happened? We couldn't because Vegas and Cam and Hugh Hefner and rest in peace Tom Petty and Lance Russell, former wrestling announcer.
Yeah.
See, I got them all. And I think that's it.
And all the victims.
And all the victims from Las Vegas, yes. All right, well, we're out, guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.